really.
New at 6, police arrested her as an identity thief. Said she mocked up more than a dozen fake licenses. Now we uncover her past. A Unit 8 investigation. Plus.
On a daily basis, I ride about 20 miles just in the normal commute.
And he'll cycle about 5 times that tomorrow in the Reach the Beach. And it's amazing since he has cancer in both lungs. That inspirational story tonight at 6.
One of America's top young women met some hometown Top Guns today. Oregon's own Miss America, Katie Harmon, was the special guest at Portland's Air National Guard base. It was a big visit for her.
Oh, it feels amazing. And it's the fact that I'm home, seeing these planes and seeing the military personnel that are here, the National Guard, makes me so proud.
Wearing a special flight suit, Katie posed for pictures, then with her crown firmly on her head, climbed the stairs to the cockpit of an F-15. To end the day, the fighter jets saluted her by blasting into the blue sky with a near vertical climb.
Nightly News is straight ahead, and we'll see you back here tonight at 6.
Striking back, President Bush denies he had advance warning of the September 11th attacks, but if he had known,
I would have done everything in my power to protect the American people.
But tonight, new revelations of early warnings, the blame game, the politics, and the reality check. Spin cycle. America hated in much of the Muslim world. Why the U.S. is losing the battle for the hearts and minds of more than 1 billion people. Friends and enemies. A big tobacco company spying and keeping secret files on ordinary Americans. And G-Force. What could be the beginning of the end of roller coaster rides with no limits.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. President Bush today insisted he had no idea that terrorists would use crowded airliners as missiles in an attack on America. And he blamed the current controversy over the administration's reaction to an intelligence briefing on what the president called second guessing. In Europe, Mrs. Bush weighed in on her husband's side, but congressional leaders defended their right to ask questions about the August intelligence briefing, a full month before the actual attacks. And as NBC's Campbell Brown reports now from the White House, even more questions are likely to be raised as a result of the material that is now emerging. Campbell?
Tom, the White House, clearly stung by the criticism today, tried to portray it all as politically motivated. At the White House today, tough words from the president for Democrats in Washington questioning his judgment before 9/11.
Unfortunately, it's the kind of place where second guessing has become second nature. Had I known that the enemy was going to use airplanes to kill on that fateful morning, I would have done everything in my power to protect the American people.
While the president's top advisors continue to insist officials never imagined terrorists would crash a plane into a building, there's evidence to the contrary. NBC News has obtained the Philippine police document that both the CIA and FBI have had since 1995, when Bill Clinton was president. It describes in detail the conversation between 2 convicted terrorists, Abdul Hakim Murad and Ramzi Youssef, as they discuss crashing a plane into CIA headquarters. It says, quote, what the subject has in his mind is that he'll board any American commercial aircraft pretending to be an ordinary passenger. Then he will hijack said aircraft, control its cockpit, and dive it at the CIA headquarters. There will be no bomb or explosive. It is simply a suicidal mission. On top of that, the FBI knew as early as 1996, one of the terrorists, Murad, had trained at 4 American flight schools in the early 90s. And even more evidence uncovered today. In 1999, the CIA asked the Library of Congress to write a report on the psychology of terrorists. It warns of a scenario in which al-Qaeda terrorists could, quote, crash land an aircraft packed with high explosives into the Pentagon, the headquarters of the CIA, or the White House. Today, the president's spokesman said Bush White House officials didn't know about it, and then blamed the Clinton administration and Congress for not being tuned in either.
People in 1999 didn't see this and bring it to anybody's attention. People on the Hill didn't. And John, as I indicated, the White House didn't.
No one is saying tonight the Bush administration knew an attack was coming, but Democrats are demanding an explanation for why this report and others were never brought to anyone's attention. Tom?
Thanks very much, NBC's Campbell Brown tonight. These lingering questions and the many what-ifs have opened up the widest gap between Republicans and Democrats since the attacks of 9/11 united them. And there are some very high-profile players in this mix. NBC's Lisa Myers tonight on Capitol Hill.
Today, the White House hit back hard at Democrats who criticized the president, calling them partisan and thoroughly irresponsible. The main target, the former First Lady, who had singled out this headline, Bush knew, and demanded answers.
I have to say with disappointment that Mrs. Clinton, having seen that same headline, did not ask if it was accurate or not. Instead, she followed that headline and divided.
Today, Senator Clinton did not retreat.
The president knew what? My constituents would like to know the answers to that and many other questions.
Republicans and Democrats traded volleys.
There's really nothing more despicable for someone to insinuate that the President of the United States knew that an attack on our country was imminent and did nothing to stop it.
We need to know who knew what when, what they did about it.
This morning, the Senate Intelligence Committee met for hours behind closed doors, reviewing what Congress knew. The verdict? Even though Congress did not see the same document given Bush in August, the Intelligence Committees had previously been told everything the president was briefed on.
I know they didn't have any information that we had not already been basically briefed on.
Back in 1999, during the Clinton administration, senators were warned of potential hijackings by bin Laden. Last May, more warnings of increased danger of hijackings by bin Laden's followers. Late June, a spike in threats, which Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein referred to at the time.
Intelligence staff have told me that there is a major probability of a terrorist incident within the next 3 months.
Tonight, many Democrats seem to have had second thoughts, muting their criticism of Bush. Nevertheless, Congress's investigation of 9/11 is moving into high gear, with more embarrassing revelations to come. Lisa Myers, NBC News, the Capitol.
And as we mentioned, First Lady Laura Bush in Hungary today had some angry words for the president's questioners, saying she thinks it's, quote, sad to play on the emotions of people as if there were something we could have done to stop the attacks. She also said she hopes Republicans and Democrats will continue to work together because of continuing terror threats and the war effort in Afghanistan. And that brings us to the latest assessment of how intelligence gathering is being handled now. NBC Jim Miklashevsky joins me with more on that tonight. Jim?
Tom, just as the intelligence community has come under renewed fire, both the CIA and FBI are shaking up some of the top jobs in counterterrorism. CIA officials confirm that Cofer Black, the head of the agency's counterterrorism center, is being reassigned. But they deny reports that he's being pushed out of the job because Vice President Dick Cheney is unsatisfied with his performance. At the FBI, Kevin Faust removed as the head of the agency's Osama bin Laden unit. The FBI denies Director Robert Mueller lost confidence in his ability to do that job. The shakeups come as the entire intelligence community is trying to improve the way it collects and shares intelligence, but there's a long way to go. Example, when FBI agents warn that Mideastern students at U.S. flight schools may be training to carry out terrorist attacks, that information was not shared with other agencies.
So A knows part 1, B knows part 2, and C knows part 3, but nobody knows all of the parts.
To improve intelligence sharing, President Bush now gets his daily intelligence briefings from both the CIA and FBI. And twice a day, at least a half dozen federal agencies hold a national security teleconference. But there's still problems. Some computer systems at different intelligence agencies still can't talk to each other. And many of the FBI computers are so outdated, they don't have enough capacity to analyze or store critical data essential in the intelligence business. At the same time, new programs intended to improve intelligence sharing are slow to get started. The Homeland Security Coordination Center, scheduled to begin operating last December, still hasn't gotten underway. But there's still no proof that any of these intelligence improvements would have prevented the attacks on 9/11 or will provide enough protection to stop the next one. Tom?
NBC Jim Miklashevsky tonight. Thanks very much. There will be much more on all of this on Sunday on Meet the Press. Tim Russert's guest will be Vice President Dick Cheney. A positive ending to a very positive week on Wall Street today. The Dow was up almost 64 points on this day. The NASDAQ gained just under 11 points. For the week, then, the Dow was up more than 413 points. That's more than 4% of its total value. NASDAQ gained more than 140 points, almost 8.8% of its value. Up next, in depth tonight, the war on terrorism. Has the United States fallen so far behind in the propaganda war? America trying to get its message out to hundreds of millions of Muslims around the world. An urgent problem tonight in depth. Later, a wild ride on the roller coaster. But are they now pushing the limits of what's really safe?
So, you're back screaming, oh no! Try a Thermacare heat wrap. 8 hours of heat to relax those tight muscles. So circulation flows in, helping pain flow out. New Thermacare heat wraps. Feel the difference between can't and can. Got back pain? All right, here's what you do. Make a beeline for the pain reliever aisle. And grab the new kind of pain reliever that gives you 8 hours of heat to relax your tight muscles. New Thermacare heat wraps for back, neck, and menstrual pain.
When I get gas, it hurts. I want the strongest medicine I can get.
Ultra-strength Phazyme gives you more medicine to relieve pressure and bloating, more than Gas-X.
Phazyme stops the hurting, and I feel great.
Phazyme, the more medicine gas medicine.
Plastic is anything we ask it to be, like in a car seat in case of a bump, or in a life vest holding snug for the jump. Close at hand to help raise our children. Plastics make it possible.
Fast Act Foam. Its patented formula knocks out weeds in 24 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. New Roundup Fast Act Foam knocks out weeds in 24 hours.
If the woman you'll be in 20 years could talk to the woman you are today, she'd say take care of yourself now. With new Bayer Women's Aspirin Plus Calcium. It has calcium to help fight osteoporosis and low-strength aspirin to reduce the risk of another heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. So talk to your doctor about new Bayer Women's. And years from now, you'll tell yourself, thank you.
Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen. Bayer, take it for pain, take it for life.
A special 2-hour Dateline Friday. Dirk had the perfect life and family, but when his wife was found dead, did this Harvard doctor commit the perfect murder? As the police hunt for clues, his secret, bizarre sex life is revealed. A grieving husband or a cold-blooded killer? A Dateline Court TV exclusive tonight, 8/7 Central on NBC.
NBC News in depth tonight. Hearts and minds. More than half a year after 9/11, in which America was attacked, the United States is now seen as the villain in much of the Arab world, a bully that had it coming, a great power that is influenced much too much by Israel. Can those attitudes be changed? Tonight, in depth, the complex challenge. Afghanistan, the West Bank. But the longest war in the Arab world could be the battle for hearts and minds. Well, Iraqi TV shows images of Saddam Hussein and says this.
The U.S. insists on following its destructive policy to harm countries and nations that stand against it.
The U.S. makes commercials for viewers in the Arab world showing American Muslims.
I'm a paramedic for the Fire Department of New York.
While a caller to Al Jazeera praises martyrs and a militant Islamic group.
I am sure that millions of Arabs are part of the Hamas spirit.
And the host offers encouragement.
Okay then, register your name in the ranks of Hamas.
Another U.S. commercial for Arab television shows an Arab reporter visiting America. New York Times columnist Tom Friedman is an expert on the Arab world. It's not just one message or one medium that's going to do the job, is it? It's going to be a mosaic, really.
We have to, again, be sharing our message with them through diplomacy, through exchanges, through contact, through email, through radio, through television. But at the same time, it's only going to get through if the receivers are up there. If we can open up these societies in some way where people who want to receive this message, want to describe America in a different way, will be empowered to do so.
To help get its message out, the Bush administration turned to legendary advertising executive Charlotte Beers. 6 months on the job, Beers knows what she's up against.
You know, it's much easier to spread hate now. It travels without any verification through the information revolution.
To fight back, the U.S. has started a radio network aimed at young Arabs.
حروب النجوم, Star Wars.
And put high-ranking officials on Arab television to counteract images such as this. But the U.S. message is often scorned in the Arab world. An Egyptian in Cairo.
I don't think if they say it on the television, it will be enough. They have to do something. They have to do something. We have to feel it, to believe it.
Another problem. The Middle East is not on the screen in America unless there's a war going on, trouble in the region.
And we've really covered this part of the world as a conflict, not as a series of countries, societies, and cultures. So there's obviously been a complete imbalance in how we've been looking at them, and therefore an imbalance in how we perceive them.
And at the other end of the spectrum, what gets very little attention in the Muslim world is that in the last dozen years, America has come to the aid of Muslims on 3 major occasions in Somalia, Bosnia, and Kosovo. Up next, a very graphic approach to swaying hearts, minds, and health habits in a different kind of war, the war on smoking.
I think arthritis can change the way you perceive yourself, if you let it. The trick is, don't let it.
Move over, Aleve. This is Tylenol arthritis pain. A different Tylenol. Just 2 caplets in the morning have the strength to last all day, with safety that can't be beat.
Arthritis pain? Don't we have better things to do?
Okay, so I got the whole vacation planned. First, Disneyland. Did you find your slipper? On second thought, let's start at California Adventure.
There's more magic than ever at the Disneyland Resort. And right now, one child gets in free with each 3-day adult package.
Donald, I had you down for tomorrow. But why wait?
Call 1-877-700-DISNEY now to book your magical Disney California vacation.
7W Disney. Super Poly Grip holds for the whole day. I never worry about my dentures moving, and I can eat foods now that I never could eat before. Eating an apple is a wonderful experience now. Super Poly Grip really has given me my confidence back.
These 2 women started scrubbing their bathtubs at the same time. The woman on the right used deeper penetrating scrubbing bubbles. The woman on the left is using Tilex. Be done with scum faster with scrubbing bubbles. They work even harder, so you don't have to.
Working hard or working out, nutrition is important. With Centrum or Centrum Silver, you benefit from what science discovers about how the right multivitamins help unlock energy and strengthen immunity. Centrum and Centrum Silver, always complete from A to Zinc.
Staying regular can be an endless cycle of thick powder fiber drinks.
Try a refreshing change. Pure, natural water with FiberCon caplets.
Just as effective as powders and much easier to take.
FiberCon, refreshingly easier to take.
Did you know that the powerful heating medicine in Bengay increases blood flow at the site of application to help ease your aches and pains? Did you also know that Bengay's been scientifically proven to increase range of motion, decrease muscle and arthritis pain, and improve flexibility? And Ultra Strength Bengay has 3 powerful pain-relieving medicines, more than any other leading brand, and that adds up to fast, powerful pain relief. Ultra Strength Bengay, the power you want, the relief you need.
We have 2 reports tonight about the tobacco wars. First, a story that may sound like something out of a spy movie. A big cigarette company keeping tabs on people who had no idea they were being watched for their cigarette habits. Why? Here's NBC's Roger O'Neill.
He's the family doctor who had to be watched. A threat to big tobacco.
Who knows a smoker that can tell me about what their clothes smell like?
Nice job on the piece.
She was a newspaper editor, a smoker, maybe cooperative.
Cigarettes are not an illegal commodity.
He's the talk show host who welcomed tobacco's side to the microphone. Useful.
All three on a secret friends and enemies list of tobacco giant Philip Morris, part of a covert operation in Colorado as the smoking wars were heating up.
It was the early 90s. Big Tobacco needed information, they say, to make sure their side of the tobacco story was told.
But to some, just learning they were spied on, chilling. The dossier and former newspaper editor Billy Stanton read, often away from her desk, grabbing a cigarette.
It outraged me, frankly, that unbeknownst to me, someone was following my every habit and recording it.
Besides the characterization of reporters, which were found in documents made public from the lawsuit against Big Tobacco over health claims, anti-smoking activists were being watched. Another dossier, monitor the activities of Dr. Jeff Kane.
If the tobacco industry was spying on us to help undermine our efforts to help prevent youth from starting to use tobacco, that's a pretty scary thought.
Conservative talk show host Mike Rosen says he's not bothered by tobacco's clandestine tactics.
It's intelligence gathering. There's nothing illegal about it, so I wouldn't call it spying.
Philip Morris says it never asked the PR firm it hired to delve into reporters' personal habits. A company spokesman says it didn't want that information and never used it.
The type of information that we're interested in, as are many, is a journalist's views on our issues and how they're covering our issues.
Fair reporting versus privacy. Reminders here of secret files on Americans. The past, a good history lesson for the future. Nothing is secret. Roger O'Neill, NBC News, Denver.
Now, a tactic by the other side, the anti-smoking side, that may be equally shocking to some. Across the border in Canada, there's a public health campaign that leaves little to the imagination. More on this now from NBC's Kevin Tibbles.
In the war on smoking, the Canadian government has decided a picture is worth 1,000 words. And these pictures tell a very scary story. Graphic health warnings required by law on every pack of cigarettes sold in Canada, telling smokers they are playing Russian roulette with everything from lung cancer and heart disease to diseased gums and even impotence.
It's causing smokers to think twice before lighting up. It's giving them real concrete reason to quit. It's encouraging them to smoke less.
So far, the Canadian government has taken 50% of the pack. Health warnings on the front, on the back, and tips on how to quit smoking on the inside flap. And they seem to be working. A new study shows 44% of smokers say they have increased motivation to stop smoking. 21% say at least once they've decided not to have a cigarette after seeing the warnings on the pack. And almost half of all smokers, 43%, say they are more aware of the health risks because of the campaign.
The new Canadian warnings remove the allure of these sophisticated package designs. And instead, many smokers are embarrassed about the addiction, and they don't leave them lying around on the dashboard of the car or leave them on the coffee table.
Canada's tobacco industry is fighting the warnings, taking the government to court.
It's a question of willpower and desire. If you want to quit, you do it. A package warning is not what's going to help you.
But tell that to Congressman Marty Meehan of Massachusetts, who has introduced a bill to force the same kind of warnings onto cigarettes in the United States.
The United States should be leading the world in protecting their citizens and informing people about the truth of what these products do. Cigarettes cause lung cancer.
Some of the warnings are so upsetting, many refuse to accept certain packs.
The one of the teeth is pretty disgusting, so I don't like that one.
I'm more worried about their health. And if they're offended, it doesn't concern me at all. If they're healthy and offended, it's not a bad result.
In the battle for public opinion over tobacco, Canadian smokers now find more than just smoke is getting in their eyes, and it isn't pretty. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Ottawa.
Up next, those wild new roller coasters pushing safety to the limits. And tonight's Nightly News question: where was the first modern roller coaster? I'll have the answer when we come back.
I hate it when he does that.
Sorry about the dust.
Come on, guys, let's go.
After the new roomy 7-passenger Chevy Trailblazer,
Everything else just seems kind of weak.
I left the bagels in the jet.
The new Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
Thanks for making a leave. For almost 5 years, I had a hard time walking. I went from doctor to doctor, but even after surgery, I had some pain. Tylenol worked for a while, then quit, and the pain came back. Finally, a doctor suggested a leave. Within a week, I was dancing all night like I hadn't done in years.
Aleve can stop pain all day with just 2 pills. It would take 8 Tylenol to do that.
Now people say I'm a walking advertisement for Aleve.
All day strong, all day long.
In the old days, athlete's foot meant using Lotrimin AF or Tenactin for 4 whole weeks.
Who does that? Today, they're out. Because Lamisil AT changed everything. Lamisil AT kills the fungus with just 1 week's use.
So you really have 4 weeks to use those other guys?
When your feet itch and burn, using Lamisil AT 1 week keeps you athlete's foot free for 3 months. Those old-timers, they don't promise that.
It's in a league all its own.
Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
Looking for a quiet moment? Get a quieter cookie. Soft, fruit chewy Fig Newtons. Time out from the everyday crunch.
Rich, delicious V8 vegetable juice has a full serving of vegetables. For when you want to eat right. Or, at the very least, drink right. V8. Drink smarter.
2. For generations, we Bushes have kept the family recipe for our baked beans a secret. Roll that beautiful bean footage. We slow cook our beans with a special blend of herbs and spices, according to our secret family recipe. And here it is. 3 generations of Bushes are counting on us to keep it a secret.
You can trust me, Jay.
I know, boy, but I'm not taking any chances.
Ah, that hurts.
Try Bush's country-style baked beans.
New at 6, a Unit 8 investigation. Police say she's a notorious ID thief, but you'll never believe where she used to work. And it's considered one of the area's most grueling bike races. And this man is racing to reach the beach while battling cancer. His inspirational story, tonight at 6 on News Channel 8.
Summer is coming on fast, the peak season for carnivals and theme parks, thrills and chills, especially on the new high-speed, big-drop roller coasters. And that brings us to the nightly news question. Where was the first modern roller coaster? The answer is A, Paris in 1817. But it reached speeds of only 40 miles an hour, giving it just enough momentum to complete a circular track. Now roller coasters more closely resemble a rocket ship on liftoff, complete with body-bending G-forces. But have they gone too far? NBC's Robert Hager tonight on one state's crackdown.
Norgenia Kelly believes she suffered a brain injury after she was whipped around on a roller coaster.
I went to look in the mirror and I couldn't see half of my face in the mirror because my vision was blurry.
As rides push 100 miles an hour and grow ever wilder. Some ask how much body and brain can endure.
3, 2, 1.
Astronauts lifting off feel a crushing force of 3 Gs. That means their bodies seem 3 times heavier than normal. Indy 500 drivers, 3 Gs as well. But riders on most roller coasters feel 4 Gs or more, some close to 6.
Now, here in New Jersey, this state is about to become first in the nation to propose a regulation slapping a limit on G-forces on roller coasters. And what New Jersey does may one day become the standard for other states.
On Monday, New Jersey will propose caps of 2.5 to 6 Gs vertically, depending on how long the Gs last, and 1 to 2.5 Gs side to side. Congressman Ed Markey says about time.
We have right now in America a roller coaster arms race where each amusement park advertises that they have the fastest, the most dangerous ride.
There have been deaths and injuries, but doctors disagree whether they could be from G-forces alone. Could there have been other problems? Park operators say the forces aren't bad. Gary Story, president of the Six Flags chain.
G-forces on roller coasters last for nanoseconds.
But the industry won't oppose new standards.
No one cares any more than we do about the safety of our guests in the park. And we are all about safety. We are all about science and studying these issues.
With another season coming on, the goal is safety and thrills. Controlling the G's without spoiling the G whizzes. Robert Hager, NBC News, Mount Holly, New Jersey.
And you can find out who regulates roller coasters and other rides in your state by checking our website, msnbc.com.